In the end, Galina is supreme, and she does win, but there are times that she's too hard on him.
I'm Paris. I'm Johnny's best friend.
If he really wants to live together, he'll take care of a house like a grown-up.
Sounds so boring, doesn't it?
How about America's last hope for a medal, Johnny Weir?
He lands that one clean quad today, and he has a shot at the world title.
My first gold medal. This is it. I leave for US Nationals in 5 days. It's the toughest competition of the season because winning a medal at Nationals all but assures you a place on the World Championship team, a much bigger step closer to the Olympic team, so the pressure's on. I'm having a great season. I won medals at Skate America, NHK Trophy, and the Grand Prix Final. Everything seemed to be falling into place for a perfect season, until disaster struck. 2 weeks ago, I caught a nasty virus in Korea. I lost more than 8 pounds. To go to a hospital in South Korea where I speak nothing, read nothing, and I'm an elite athlete who has to be very careful about what I put in my body as far as drug testing goes. It was a really traumatic experience. Plus, I had never felt so sick in my life. The timing couldn't be worse.
Johnny's very sick, very fragile.
You okay?
He doesn't look strong, he looks a little weak.
And I don't know, this is going to be a tough one. To get healthy again, to get strong again, there is very little time before Nationals.
I could drop out and gamble that I would have a place on the world team anyway, based on my wins this season. But that's not a risk I'm willing to take. I've got to give it my best.
Hello there. How did you skate? Not very good.
Paris is my best friend and my roommate. After a horrible day on the ice, it's good to be around somebody who can take care of me, except I probably spend more time taking care of him. You want some cheese?
I had some last night.
Paris, why do you cut it like this? I tell you every single time that you get this cheese, you cut it like you don't know anything. And if you're not gonna eat the edges, then cut them off and like throw them away. You can eat it, but you never eat it. You always
like
just eat it in the middle. You don't eat the paper part. You get close. Like here, let me show you.
Gonna have that paper hanging out anyway.
Where's the paper on that? Eat it.
It tastes like there's paper close to it.
Paris, what would you do if I smothered you in your sleep with a teddy bear? Would you be happy?
This is what a teddy bear look like.
Why do I have to do everything? You have done nothing since I've been home except stand up and walk.
Which is a miracle in itself.
At least Paris is a nice diversion from my daily grind. Thank you for the gifts we are about to receive, and we will always be truly thankful. And thank you for keeping Paris safe and not letting him fall into the pressures of drugs and his peers. Amen. Hello. Sorry I'm late. Stephanie probably dreads my visits because changing my costume mid-season means a lot of last-minute work. How long did that take to get off?
9 hours of picking black thread off of black net to get the design element off the costume.
Costuming is very important because it is a subjective sport and there is a certain amount of your score that's based on the way you look. And when people are coming up to me now and saying, oh, it looks like you have a dog on your costume. Why do you have a dog on your costume? I'm like, it's not, it's a gargoyle. Don't you know that? Are you stupid? So when there is a situation like that, obviously you have to change it because nobody really gets what you're trying to do.
When he was there, everything was way too dark.
When we get to Stephanie, I help him with details. What looks good, what doesn't look good. I just like a second set of eyes. And I would pick up something on the floor and go, what about this and what about that? He knows exactly what he wants, so it's easy.
In my head, I saw it like black, but with gold like highlighting. I want it to look very like old gates. Like that color's good. It looks like antique gold instead of like Las Vegas gold. I always like to look good, but right before any big competition, I need every detail to be perfect. At Nationals, every American skater is vying for a place on the world team, which means my longtime rival, Evan, will be there. Last year at Nationals, Evan and I tied for first, but Evan won the gold on a technicality. Let's just say it was controversial. I can't hand Evan the title, but the clock is ticking. I still haven't mastered my long program, and I still feel like crap. My free skate program opens with a triple axel. That move requires complete confidence. You take off forward, rotate 3.5 times in the air, and land backwards. And usually, it's pretty easy for me.
When I see Johnny having a problem with triple axel, that's what makes me upset. I know what you feel like when you do everything right and then go for the jump and it's just not right.
It's hard when you feel like your body won't do it. It's the worst feeling. I can't feel what I'm doing.
And that is happening because watch, you sit up and of course that's how you step in. And this is the mistake. You need to put your arms and legs together, written, and then you step for the jump. 1, 2.
Здоровым, он был больной в Корее. Не знаю, 6-7 веса потерял. Он просто был вот такого размера.
We start running out of time because the competition's coming soon.
Since my illness, I've lost valuable training time, and my confidence is shot.
Уже стоит хорошо назад, на руки. Стоит, good job. Arms, need that work. Arm.
I know I have it in me, but can I get it together in time for Nationals? After feeling like I was dying in Korea, I may actually be ready for Nationals. Or not. Everyone's worried about why I keep falling. Maybe it's my skates, maybe it's my boots, maybe it's the blade, or worst case, maybe it's my technique. I'm praying it's not my technique. So I started to have pain here, and then eventually it was like getting up to my neck, just on the left side.
All right, if you were making a comparison of the back seam, that's where the discrepancy was.
Yeah, you know, I never had a problem with my skates ever.
No,
No,
this is actually quite surprising this year that you had a bit of difficulty with that.
If your boots and your blades aren't in perfect alignment and lined up exactly the way they need to be for your foot shape, leg shape, your weight, all of these things, it can be a disaster.
You see how many times we're moving skates? This is normal. Yes.
Yeah.
Look at how many folds.
Like cheddar cheese.
Feel like dish for macaroni.
Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese.
I really don't understand that much about boot and blade maintenance. It's not important to me. As long as somebody knows what they're doing and does their job, it's fine.
We just need to make sure it's consistent, it's right on the nose, 100%. Just up your toes for me, Johnny.
The leather's warped on the inside of my boot, and one of my heels is higher than I'm used to. Kind of like wearing a flat in a stiletto. That explains the pain and uncomfortable jump landings. I'm really glad it's not my technique. I was really starting to question myself.
All right, good.
In 24 hours, I'll be on the ice fighting for a medal and a spot on the world team. Nationals is the most stressful competition of the year, just because it's filled with people that I don't want to see. Evan Lysacek, my longtime rival, will of course be here.
Downtown Cleveland, Ohio for the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. The first time the championships have been in this city since 2000, when that man was part of a rivalry that was born that year between two junior skaters, Evan Lysacek and Johnny Weir. As they matured, their rivalry grew, and between them, they've now taken the last 5 U.S. titles.
You sense a little apprehension, you sense a little bit of nerves, not quite the fire in his eyes that we're used to seeing.
He had a bad flu over Christmas time. He was dehydrated, lost a lot of weight, but I give him credit, he didn't withdraw.
Triplets, triple toe loop, beautifully executed, very smooth. Now, triple axel. Popping that to a single axel.
I popped my triple axel, which means I didn't rotate the full amount of times.
Сейчас требует правила. Ты что-то не доделал, что-то не докрутил, не додержал. Ты улетаешь, ты теряешь левел, теряешь поинты.
Johnny Weir is really at a crossroads at these 2009 National Championships. Bad short program, 7th place, behind people we've never heard of.
I was very upset to be in 7th place because I wasn't in the final warm-up group for the first time ever.
All right. So I'm gonna try not to cry, so I may try to keep it a little bit short today as far as popping the jump. This is the first time I haven't skated a clean short program in a national championship since 2001. I'm very upset with myself and I'm very disappointed.
How are you going to try and get that somewhere?
I am down far enough now that I have nothing to lose. I've got no pressure in the free program, and I'm going to try to kick some A.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, everybody.
The question is, can Johnny Weir fight?
Tomorrow I've got to come back and give them everything I've got.
Here in Cleveland, Lysacek did as expected. He's in 2nd place, but Weir imploded in the short program, finds himself in 7th place, not even in the final group of skaters.
I can't afford to pop my triple axel again. I'm so far behind that if I don't have a perfect skate, I won't make the world team.
The question I have is how far can he come up in the standings with a good free skate?
All the men are skating so well, he can't make a mistake.
Johnny Weir.
I think that loss of turning time has affected him a lot, Tom. He's been so trained, but here this week he's been tentative. He needs this opening triple axel combination.
Single again. It was 50-50 in warm-up. You just sense his timing being a little off, and if there's any disruption in the timing, you're toast.
Johnny Weir awaiting his scores with tears cascading down his face. Here are his scores.
63.87. 20 points off his last year's world score. So it's, devastating, disappointing nationals for him, but a learning experience perhaps.
Now all that matters is how the rest of the skaters perform. I have to sit back and watch and sort of pray that they'll all fail, because there's still a chance that I could medal and even make the world team.
A disappointing time in Cleveland for 3-time U.S. champion Johnny Weir.
Now I have to wait for the remaining skaters to see if I have a chance for a medal.
And in the rows,
Waiting for the other skaters to do their programs is torturous. So you have to listen to the people screaming and judges giving their scores. It's horrible.
Wow.
It's quickly becoming clear that I won't see the podium at this competition. But there's still a chance that I'll make the world team. Even if you don't win the national championships, the Federation can still put you on the world team due to past performances.
The World Championship team will be named tonight.
The people that decide, I hope, can look into the fact that I was very sick and that I can be better prepared for the World Championships and consider my track record before just dismissing me over to bad performances.
He had a great season, third at the Grand Prix Final, third at the World Championships last year. I think it's his spot.
I agree with you, and he could have withdrawn from this competition. He could have said, I was too sick. Had he withdrawn, he would be named to the team.
Finally, it's announced. The U.S. team for the World Championships is going to be the medalists from nationals, which includes Evan, of course. I didn't make the team, but I am an alternate. So if one of the guys gets sick, I get a trip to LA. Woo-hoo.
I am crushed that U.S. figure skating did not send Johnny on the world team.
I think the U.S. Figure Skating Federation should look not only at the one competition, but look through the other competition as well.
I wasn't expecting any favors. My federation has never supported me from the time when I was young, with my reputation as being some kind of a wild card, wild child, diva bitch, and a Ukrainian coach.
Я думаю, что это все-таки ошибка федерации, потому что к чемпионату мы готовились. И в прошлом году он был, единственная медаль, это была Джонни медаль. И сюда.
I absolutely hate every second that I spend on the ice right now because I don't see a purpose to it. And being an alternate, I don't know how to deal with this situation when you have to stay mentally focused enough to compete if they ask you to, but at the same time you're so upset that you're not actually on the team that you don't want to do anything.
I think it would be an impossibility for U.S. figure skating to even expect him to be doing run-throughs every day for something that anybody in their right mind would know is not going to happen.
I'm done for the season. I have no desire to skate. I have no desire to do this or that. The only thing I seem to be able to get up for is to sit on my couch or go to bed.
Johnny's going out to LA during Worlds to commentate. It's extremely hard for him to go, but I think he's sending the message that I am not staying at home embarrassed by my performance at Nationals. I did the best I could.
Personally, I don't want to be in LA for the World Championships, especially if I'm not competing here. I got pressured into this by my agent and my mother, and I suppose it's okay to be here to do some press and be with my fans. But for me, it's not worth it for me to be someplace that I wasn't invited. It's like crashing a party. I have to do makeup today. I had several cocktails last night. I had 2 mini bottles of champagne, the ones you can carry around in your car's cup holder. It's very unusual for me to drink more than 1 glass of champagne. But I was very depressed and very upset, so I decided to treat myself to many, many cocktails. I get to do a 3.5 minute spot when I dish about everything that I want to dish about, hopefully not curse. I can show my face and say, oh, not dad. Just a little color for these bitches. From tanning, I have these white spots on my butt, and when I flex my ass cheeks together, it makes a little heart. See them? And then when I go, whoop, they turn into a little heart. We'll see what happens today. Some shit's gonna go down. It's not healthy for me to be in Los Angeles at this competition with all these people that didn't expect to see me and asking me why I'm here.
Johnny Weir joins us now, and Johnny, welcome.
No shit went down, but I felt it all on the inside. I'm a terrible person to fake smile and put on a happy face because I don't like it, it's not genuine. but in some cases you have to do that.
You could have been added to the world team, but were not. What was your reaction to that?
Well, it's a very difficult call because coming from such a big country, you need to be very politically correct and understand that if you don't put out the job on that day, then you're not going to make it to the World Championships. And all sicknesses and problems aside, I didn't get the job done, so I accepted the fact that I wasn't coming to the World Championships, even though it's a very, very depressing blow to my career. I wasn't even in the building for the men's event. It would have been way too depressing to sit through an event that I wasn't actually in. But I did get to miss all the polite speeches, surprise performances, and all the other general bullshit that goes on there. And then there's Evan, my darling rival Evan. At least I didn't have to compete against him. Because in the end, Evan won the gold.
How will you celebrate?
Evan's world champion. So what's next for me? Hello everybody, my name is Vyacheslav Romanov. I'm reporting to you live from apartment of Johnny Weir. I am so sorry for your loss. Johnny, please don't say yes for this question. Is it true? Maybe you want quitting ice skating figure. I absolutely think it's possible to have another comeback and to do well. It's not so much if it's possible, it's just if I want to. What is driving you? How you can overcome? I think you're asking me about how determined I am to shove it up everyone's ass, how good I can be and how hard I can come back. And I'm good at doing that. We're all supporting you, loving you, and we're wishing you great success on porno movie. I'm really happy Galina gave me a month off to regroup, because right now, I don't want to be anywhere near the ice. This has been one of the worst experiences of my career. I don't know if I want to continue in this sport anymore. The feeling of not wanting to skate anymore is hard because you're thinking about, oh, well, am I going to go to school next? Do I have enough money to go to school next? Do I need to get a job? Do I need to learn how to make a latte? Ice skating is the only thing that I know how to do well. The whole time I was off the ice and not going into the ring, Galina never stopped believing that I was going to come back. But what happens next, it's got to come from me.
Разозлись на себя! Вы знаете, после чемпионата, раз так получилось, мы сидели с ним и несколько раз просто разговаривали, как два взрослых человека. Я у него спросила, что ты хочешь и что возможно. Возможно ли ему, допустим, стать лучшим спортсменом в Америке. Сильные руки! Сильные! Коротко, коротко, коротко! Мы решили, что мы сделаем все, что возможно в этом году, чтобы занять как можно повыше место. Давай, 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 давай!
She finds that I need kind of fireworks to get myself up and motivated and strong.
Хорошо! Накатывай, накатывай, накатывай! Руки разлея!
She'll piss me off to the point where I'm elevated above myself and can be confident and be so angry that I want to show her, you know what, F you, this is how it is.
Злее, 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 злее!
The same people that left me off the world team this year despite being the #1 ranked American man in the world, next year they decide the Olympic team.
Не расстраивайся, не расстраивайся. Неделя очень тяжелая. Я тебя предупредила. Это неделя, когда ты будешь сейчас вздыхать на льду у меня. А по-другому я тебя не вытащу. Ты можешь, ты же знаешь, что надо вот тут умереть, чтобы потом можно было бежать дальше легче.
You have to fail, you have to fall on your face and stand up again. It's part of life. I mean, everyone falls down and has to get up again. But I know I can get myself ready and give a great performance and win a medal.
It's time to go.
My best friend Paris moved out. I was very upset because he acted like a bitch. Galina's a control freak. I want somebody that can inspire me when I go on the ice.
What about if you just did like an ass circle?
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't like to go away with Galina. With Tara, my agent, it's a little bit more fun.
We're going to Lake Placid, my favorite place in the whole wide world.
I'm gonna shove this stick so far up your you're never gonna want to have sex again.